Hello there and welcome. I'm Morris Dimba, and today we are going to use Mech-Q to create some basic drawings in AutoCAD environment. Mech-Q is an add-on or a macro that you add into AutoCAD to enhance the operations or how you use AutoCAD, or to simplify the usage or to add more tools to AutoCAD. Now if you take a look here, we have Mech-Q on top here. So under Mech-Q, if you click the Mech-Q, we have all these tools. So all these tools, you can use them within AutoCAD, and you can modify them with the two tools from Mech-Q and AutoCAD tools. So this is the beauty of adding some extra add-ons on AutoCAD. Now I'm going to take you briefly on how quickly you can create some drawings in AutoCAD that were it not for add-ons that such as Mech-Q, it would take you some back and forth to create some drawings like handrails. So in this particular case, we want to create a handrail here, so it won't take us so much work drawing lines manually or coming to blocks which we saved on AutoCAD, and blocks normally takes time to modify. So in this particular case, we have the tools available which you can modify to customize to match whatever you want. So let's try with the handrails. So let me just close that so that I show you how you can access that. To access these tools, you come to Mech-Q. This is the add-on that has been added on top of AutoCAD environment. So we want to create a handrail. So these tools have been divided into sections. We have piping, ducting, have structural, some basics on structure. But if you're good enough in what you know, in what you do, like structures, you can really exhaust these tools. So we have mechanical utilities and others. I remember we did some. We generated a tutorial similar to this, but this one touches a different thing. So let's do handrail. So if you come to handrail here, the moment you click on handrail, you'll be able to access this dialog box. Inside here we have various sections where you can modify or define whatever you want. The stanchion, the handrails, the bottom, the plates at the bottom end here. So let's pick on the part of the design. We have the monorails, we have the welded. So if you click on these radio buttons here, you'll be able to see we have different options of rails. So let's first of all maintain it at mono wheels, and we stick with steels. And at the bottom end here, we have how you want this drawing to be presented on AutoCAD platform. So we have options here. We have run plan, we have stanchion front, we have stanchion plan, 90 degrees bend. So all these are the options available. So let's maintain it at run elevation. We just need an elevation we'll be able to see from where we are. So we have other options. Stanchion maximum space, we have 600 there, though you can change that. We have height to top rail, we have that. And rails, you can increase this either to a number of your choice, and the spacing, you can also play around with the spacings right there. So let's do this. Let's try and change type of the rail. We'll click on this drop down arrow here, and we'll be able to pick on either platform right there. We'll click OK, and once we've done that, we'll go ahead and click draw, and we get started by start drawing right away. So the moment you click draw, that dialog box will disappear, and you check at the bottom end here on the command line here, you'll be able to see the instruction being thrown to you to identify the insertion point. So we are going to identify our insertion point by clicking on that spot and stretching all the way to define the length of our handrail. So I'll move all the way to my right here and terminate it right there. So again, extend rails to stanchion center. You can either just right click, or you can feed these yes or no options here. So let me just zoom out, and let me just zoom out and right click once again. And if I zoom out by right clicking and come to zoom out, clicking to zoom, then right click and come to zoom extent, I'll be able to see this. So this is because of the options that we chose. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to delete this and we go back and select a different option. So I'll come back to rail here and click on rail and try to change this to handrail, like that. So the moment you pick on an option here, you'll be able to see how it looks. So let's go ahead and click draw and zoom out and define this to that spot. Right click and we can see we are generating the handrails as simple as this. So we'll right click once again to get that that arm, and let me just drag this aside and right click and get that arm at that end. So you see everything's generated automatically. In this case you can see the kick plate here. We have the kick plate there, and we have the plates at the bottom end here holding the stanchions to the beam that is suspending our platform, because we chose we place a choice on a platform type of handrail. So these drawings drawings generated are scaled. So if you come to annotate here, we want to just try to place measurements here, or place our dimensions here. So let me just enable that snap, and let's enable the insertion point or intersection. So if I snap right here or enable this, so if I come here, I'll be able to get the actual measurements here. You can see that it's up to scale, and we can go ahead and place our measurements confidently like that. And you place another one there, and you zoom out and place another one here, and just drag it and place it somewhere there. Right click and repeat the same. Remember, we are juggling between the tools available in AutoCAD and the tools available in Mech-Q. So this is the beauty of having an add-on on top of AutoCAD. So you'll be having so many options to perform a particular task. So remember that doing this particular thing, or creating a handrail in AutoCAD, you have to just do just a line work that will consume a lot of your time, trying to balance out how doing some simple calculations on the measurements of your handrails. So these things has been made ready for you. So what you just need is to define actually what you want, and you'll be able to modify and come up with whatever you want. So we have this in place. So let me just place all these dimensions, and let me just place another one there. Right click and come to another one here, and I'll place that one there. Right click and come to that spot. Remember also, we can apply the multi dimension. So we can come here and click here and pick which dimension can we use to make our dimension a little bit quicker. We can pick any of this. So let's first of all maintain, because in this particular channel we have so many people. We have the most advanced, intermediate, the people starting from scratch. So we want to pull everyone along. So let me just continue with the linear option. Let me just right click and come to repeat our initial command, and I'll terminate that there, and I'll create another dimension from that spot and terminate it here. So let me place an overall length. So I'll come to AutoCAD here. You can see we are now off Mech-Q commands, so we are now on the basics, or on the AutoCAD tools. So we are applying AutoCAD tools on this particular tool that have generated for us this handrail. So we are trying to work on it using AutoCAD tools. So let me place a general dimension all the way from that far end to this position here. So I'll just drag it out and place it somewhere here. Just press your middle button on the mouse and you'll be able to move like I do here. So I'll place it somewhere here. You can see it's 8.2 meters in length. So, and also you can place all the measurements you want using these tools available here. So let me just define or get some basic dimensions of this base plate here. So let me check the center to center bolting. We have that in place, so you can place this, and because it is up to scale. Let's now switch to a different section, and we try on piping section, because we have on piping we have some vessels here, we have tanks, we have pumps that are available, we have some auto piping for 2D and 3D piping. So let me just first of all right click and come to zoom, right click and come to zoom extent. Zoom extent if you want to take this or a particular object far away from you to give a space, to give you a space for creating other components. So in this particular case let me just delete it, and we want to switch to piping, and I want to just generate some vessels here. So I'll go ahead under piping and click on vessels. So the moment you click on the vessels here, you'll be able to see all this, and we have options. And options, you have how you want your object to be presented or to be displayed to you. I would like this to be displayed horizontally so that we see everything from my point of view. So if I come to nozzle here, you have option of adding new, and also you have options of either sticking to 2D or you want to work with the 3D. So you just check the 3D option, draw. So the tank wall thickness also you can define it there. So, and draw complete object, a complete object, you have options here. So if you want a cylinder only, you have head only, you just pick and give it an instruction and apply draw. So we've chosen all these, so we want to apply this, so we go ahead and click draw. So we've picked a 3D option, but our environment is XYZ plane, so this is 2D environment. So let's first of all switch back to, let's try and switch off from 2D to 3D. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come to this compass here, or this cube here, and click on this small house symbol here. So this will switch us to a 3D section, so, or 3D window. So I'll come here, even though you can see my cursor is ready to apply a command that we've just invoked for a vessel. You can see at the bottom end here we are being requested to place or to identify an insertion point. I'm going to identify that point and define the length of my vessel. So I'll terminate it right there, and right click and just right click and zoom out, and you can see we have our vessel in place. So this is still a wireframe, and I'll come to zoom and try to rotate this. So you can see this is just a wireframe, and maybe you want this shaded. It's a very simple process to follow. You come to view here and pick on this option, and you click on this drop down arrow here, and you will be taken to various ways of how you want your object to be displayed. We want a simple realistic view like this one, and I'll come and right click and come to zoom here and try to rotate this so that we can see both sides of this component. So this is a simple vessel. So this tool, or this Mech-Q, is really good tool if you for generating a GA drawings or plant drawings or PID drawings. This is really a nice tool to consider having in your toolkit for design work and drafting services or drafting work. So let me just come here and generate a different one, and this time I'm going to create a pump here. So the moment I click on a pump, we have pump designs here. I'll pick on the KSP, IX, and one AHP. I can pick any of these. So if I pick on that, you'll be able to see we have this in place. So in here also we have an option if you want to draw it in I mean on 3D option. So let's first of all try this, and we check the 3D that. So if I come to draw, and I'll be able to define the location of my component. So if I bring this close and right click and come to zoom, right click and come to other navigation modes, constraint orbit, and just left click and hold and turn this around, you can see we have a motor here connected to the centrifugal pump here, and you can see the outlet here. This is where we connect our pipes to deliver this fluid being pumped out or pumped away to a particular destination. So we just connect the pump, the pipes at this far end. So to access those pipes is very easy. You come to piping section here, you can either pick on that, and you have all the options available here. You can just pick the pump and pick and check the 3D option, and you start immediately start drawing after selecting the type of piping you want to apply on your network or pipe network. So just go ahead and define the midpoint where you want to start placing your pump or your pipe. You just terminate it right there and bring it somewhere there. Just right click. It seems we have an error right there, so we want to rectify that. So this is just an overview on how we can apply this to our design work, or to simplify our modeling and drafting work. Now this on the side, and I'll come to redraw, and I want to rotate this. I want to rotate that, drag it aside, and we want to create another component, and maybe this time around we want to create a tank, a basic tank. These are some basic details that you need, because if you're trying to, maybe you've been requested to generate a layout of a plant, of a certain plant, or you will have all the tools available for you in a quick, and you can generate whatever is required here. So let me have to draw this. Here we have two options. We have flat and pitched roof type of tank. Let me first of all work with the pitch, because I had already placed these parameters, though we can switch back to flat, and you can see we maintain the same specifications, but only the pitch part has been taken out, this pitch height. So let me just first of all work with that, because it's the same information. Let me define that and place it right there. So you see my screen is already occupied because the tank specs are huge, and we need just to zoom out and in to access or to see actually what we have. So let me just rotate this. This is a very simple tank, so it's upon you to modify or add whatever is necessary. So let me just rotate this like this, and you can see we are missing whatever we did, because this has been they have been swallowed by our tank. They're inside here because they are small components, and they're those components are part of this tank, so they are not expected to be bigger than this tank due to proportionality, and this is what we have. So let me exit from that, and let's do something. Initially I did pipes. So let's first of all switch to a 2D, and prior to switching to 2D, let first of all make sure everything is not on realistic display, and let's delete this first, and let me switch back to top view. So we'll see our XYZ plane switching to 2D style. So if I come to Mech-Q here, let me first of all try to place handrails on a stringer, or on a staircase stringer. So let me come to beam here and pick on the beam here. So I don't want to use this default, and I want to use a channel. So to use the channel under BS standards, I'll just select on this, I'll select on this. I'll just uncheck the 3D because we've just moved to a 2D. So I'll come here and try to use a channel. Let me select on the channel, and I'll come and pick on 200, and I'll go ahead and click draw. I need this one here, so I want to define it from that spot, and let me get off the ortho mode. I'll check that and place my beam right there. So let me just try and open it out. Let's redo it. I'll come here and pick on that, click select draw, pick on that. We'll define it from that spot and move all the way and terminate it somewhere here. So we have this in place. So we want to place our handrails, but this still small. It won't be enough for us to see whatever I'm trying to explain to you. I want to place this one from here, from this far end here. I need something bigger, so I'll move all the way to that spot. Still small, and I'll come back again once again and try all the way to start all the way from this far end, disable that and terminate it somewhere here. So let me just delete this. Let me just delete that, and we want to place handrails here. Let me just zoom that in, and we want to place handrails here on this stringer, simple stringer. We assume this is a staircase stringer, and we want to place handrails. I'll pick all the way. I'll change the handrail to a different one. I'll move all the way to this far end here and try to pick a different one, something that will be will align its base plates to the slopeness of our stringer. Let me pick on that, come check on that. Let's just move and try and find the best one for us. Just to get rid of that and try pick on that. That's not appropriate. So let's first of all try and stick with this one. Let's try and draw this, but the moment you pick the parameters are not matching, you will not be able to access the draw button here. So let's first of all try and get something that will be able to match whatever we are trying to do. So let's first of all identify this point here. I'll identify my point and disable the ortho mode. Let me just drag that aside and try to place my parameter on that spot. Right click, and we can see the handrails have been generated, but this is not the appropriate handrails we need, because they're not matching the slopeness. They're not matching with the stringer slope. So let's terminate this. Let me just get rid of that and come to beam here and try to place a different one, and define it from that far end to this far end. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to handrail once again, and I'll try to pick a different one. So let me just come here. And pick different type of handrail. Pick on that and pick on this also. Just move down and try and find the best for handrail for staircase stringers. So that one will be okay, but will not be ideal for the situation we are in. Let me just come back once again and try and pick another one. Just scroll down and pick another one right there. Side welded, that one not working. Platform welded, that one not working. And we have that one. We have this. Let's try walk around this, and we can slightly work with this one. You can see they are somehow inclined. That one not okay, this one not okay, this one not okay, this one not okay, this one also not okay. This one is okay, can work for us, because you can see how these are aligned on the rails. So what we are going to do, we will just try to minimize these settings and see how we can work with this. Plan that elevation. So you see this particular choice, our draw button has been disabled, so it seems it will not work for us. So if I pick on that and try exit from that, right click and come to handrail and try to pick a different one. Let's try pick a different one, that, and this one also will take time because we are really up to. Let's get the information we're being given here. PA and railing run not allowed with selected stanchion. That's very true. We'll click OK, and the moment you click OK, it will be disabled. So let's go to a different one. I'll come right there, select on that. At the moment your settings are not matching, you'll get a warning here. You can see height to top rail changed to 941. We'll just give it an OK. So we can go ahead and click draw. So we'll just define it from this far end and move all the way to this far end. Let me just drag that one aside and place this one right there. So right click and you'll be able to see all these are generated right here, and you can see this can be generated simply. So if you right click, you can also get this this far end, and you can see this very simple and quickly done in AutoCAD using an add-on called Mech-Q. So this is how it works, and this is how interesting to work in AutoCAD with some add-ons that really enhance the quality of work you deliver out to your clients or to your workplace. So thanks a lot for watching this video and this channel, and if this is your first video you've bumped into, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel by also enabling your notification button, so that whenever I drop any tutorial, you'll be able to get a notification and you'll be able to watch them easily. Bye bye, and be safe. I'm Maurice Dimba, and thank you.